The Mariner class Ro-Ro is certainly one of the most interesting and unique ships in Dynamic Ship Simulator 3. Carrying a type of cargo never before seen with a very niche purpose, this ship is quite interesting and quite cool. And in this video, I'll be giving an in-depth tour of this ship, so without further ado, let's get right into it. The Mariner class Ro-Ro was made by Silver Surf 66 and costs 5 million credits. It makes 18,100 credits per nautical mile and roughly 514,000 credits per hour. It has a base speed of 11.9 knots and a level 3 speed of 15 knots. On screen now, you can see all of the different levels as well as their speed and cost. This ship's cargo type is roll on, roll off, or Ro-Ro, meaning its most efficient route is Volin to Puerto Ushuaia. But with those stats out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with the tour. Starting at the bow of the Mariner, you can see that there are 2 windlasses for the anchors, some bollards, and a nice little mast at the very front. You may also notice that the bridge is located right behind all of this. This ship has a kind of weird layout, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is head up these stairs and go to the top deck. Heading up to the top deck of this ship, you'll see that there's just a bunch of different mechanical things. You can also see that this is where the bridge is located. And at the very front of it, you have all of this different radar equipment, and at the very top of the bridge at the front, you can see the horn. On the bridge wings, you can see some spotlights and also some life rings. All throughout this top deck, there's just a bunch of different mechanical stuff. In the middle, there is a mast, and just behind it, there is also a helicopter pad with some spotlights in front of it. Surrounding the helicopter pad are a bunch of different small lights that will turn on when you turn on your lights. There's also these lights all around the ship too that will also illuminate when you turn on your lights. At the top of the stern, there's some winches, and then at the very back, there's this massive cargo door. This door goes into the cargo bay, but more on that later. There are also these stairs that go down a deck, but you cannot go inside. And on the starboard side only, there is actually another anchor. Now heading back to the front, this bow deck does actually stretch across the side a little bit. On both sides, there's even this nice wooden bench. And right below the benches, you can find the lifeboats. There's also stairs leading down from the top deck that provide easy access when entering the lifeboats themselves. And on the port side only, there is an additional large crane. Before we go down any further, let's go ahead and take a look inside the bridge. The bridge on the Mariner is quite spacious. At the front of the bridge, you have a phone, your monitors, buttons, plugs, and throttles. And since I am at the helm, let's go ahead and take a listen to the horn. So yeah, a pretty interesting horn, and one that we haven't heard yet in DSS3 before. Heading back inside, on the right you can find a very heavy duty coffee maker. At the back you can find a table, some different clocks, and your ballast control. There is also this table which has some different magazines that reference different things from DSS3. In the back right corner, there's some things that I assume to be fire blankets, and also these back windows do have some nice curtains on them. Heading back outside, let's go ahead and go down a deck. Going down these stairs will take us right to where the lifeboat is. This can of course be prepared like any other lifeboat would be. You're then able to lower it from the right side of the davit. These lifeboats have a top speed of 7 knots. And of course, positioning the lifeboat underneath the davit will allow you to raise it back up. Simply walk over to the middle of the davit, press connect cutter, and then go to the left and start raising it back up. Once it's raised all the way, you can press the hide cutter button to bring it back over onto the deck. These lifeboats really aren't anything too crazy. There's just one bench on either side and then the raised helm near the back. Going down these stairs one more time will take us to the lowest deck. This deck goes all the way to the stern. Towards the middle, there is also this little raised platform with an inflatable life raft on it. There's also this cool little fire station. Walking into this room at the end leads into a smaller room, which then leads into the big cargo bay. This cargo bay is just massive, and you'll see why it needs to be this big in just a second. Now in the grand scheme of things, there isn't a whole lot in here. At the back, there are some raised platforms sticking out from the wall. In the middle, you have your logo on both sides, and then at the very end, you have a smaller open area with some doors leading into other places. Now, as I previously mentioned, this ship is a Ro-Ro ship. However, it does not transport cars. Instead, it transports Delta IV common booster cores. This is easily the most unique cargo in the game, and in my opinion, also the coolest. There's just nothing else like it. When loaded, there will be 3 of these boosters inside of the cargo bay, and they fill it almost completely up. However, with this cargo bay out of the way, that does mean I've shown off everything on the ship. There is though one skin called RocketShip that can be purchased for 15 Robux. All that this skin changes is the blue on the ship to be black and adds the ULA logo to both sides of the ship near the bow. This skin showcases her in the livery that she currently has in real life. The blue livery that is the base skin is her in the past when she was called Delta Mariner. And with that skin out of the way, that does mean that my tour of the Mariner class Ro-Ro is complete. If you did enjoy this video, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. And my Discord server is linked in the description for anyone who may be interested. But until next time, I will see you all later. Bye!